There is no better place to go racing than here at Sepang, the fan favorite of motor racing fans in Malaysia and Singapore alike. After a year of hiatus, SRA is back with a brand new season of community racing action. But first, a tribute to old times at Sim Races Asia. Stay with us.
What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
The home of sim racing in Singapore returns for a new season of exciting racing on Assetto Corsa, recreating some of the best moments in motor racing. 6 rounds based on the 2007 Formula 1 season await the drivers here, with the VRC Formula Alpha 2007 being used as requested by the community. If the 2007 Grand Prix season was anything to go by, it was certainly fraught by uncertainties. It leaves to be seen if the drivers can indeed relive or even rewrite history here, so to speak. Welcome to Sim Racing Singapore's coverage of the SRA Assetto Corsa Community Series Season 12 here on the Asia Sim Racing Federation. Myself, Chan Wei Han, joined by Hian Nguyen Te from Saigon United Motorsports. Hian, it's so great to have you here. How are you feeling about the race today?
Yeah, hello Wei Han, hello everybody, hello all the racer and the enthusiasts of the Assetto Corsa of the SRA. Okay, this is very great to be here today to see how professional, well organized and how the hit of the 12th season of the Assetto Corsa from SRA. I'm really happy to be companion today with you to see what is going on to happen on the racetrack.
Absolutely, I feel likewise too. So, as we do quickly have a look upon the season before us, we'll head to 6 of the most illustrious tracks in the 2007 Grand Prix calendar, from Sepang here to Fuji to Spa, Silverstone, Montreal, and ending at the best place to have a season finale, Interlagos.
Yeah.
But before we move to the business side of things, let's hop on with Amir Haziq of Blue Steel Racing as he takes us on a lap on his home turf here at Sepang International Circuit.
Coming then out of the final corner, turn 15, onto the start finish line, almost reaching about 300 kilometers per hour. In fact, more than that, 310. 7th gear, brake at 100, try not to lock up at just about there, saved it. A bit of an opposite lock through turn 1. keep it tight, opens up for turn 2, hit the apex here as soon as possible, get back on the throttle because these cars have traction control so you can put it on quickly. Then up through the gears, up to 6th gear, maybe around 7th a bit, yep, just enough revs, break it 100. 2nd gear, keep it tight, try to open up as soon as possible, get back on the throttle because you can lean on that traction control, and through 5 and 6. Slight initial part, just have to lift up a bit because these cars don't have as much aero as the 2021 cars, so you're gonna have to do it in 5th gear then 6, up to 7 and 8, double right-hander, just missed the apex a bit there, but 4th gear, maintain the speed, up to turn 9, 2nd gear, very slow corner, slowest corner of the track, you can get a lot of overtaking maneuvers done here. Then this part of the course, up to turn 11 and 12, you're gonna have to half throttle it sometimes because the cars do get very light up here. Then through turn 30, which is called Sunway Lagoon Corner, based on the slides in the theme park.
Nice.
You can see the airport onto our left there where the hangars are, if you're actually having a drone, through 14. Very easy to get it wrong there to the gravel trap. 3rd gear, now we're onto the back straight. There's actually supposed to be another paddock, the south paddock on our right, but it's not modeled here. 7th gear, coming out the front corner. 2nd gear here, try to pick up the throttle a bit later. The track is not as cambered like in real life, but that is a lap around the Sepang International Circuit.
Okay, we're back to live pictures once again, and it appears that we've just returned right at the transition phase between practice and qualifying, so we are currently stuck with this splash screen, but not to worry, the overlay will appear in probably when this countdown timer stops counting down. So here, sorry I cut you off earlier on there, but I think likewise grateful to have you on, very thankful to be with you here to cover this first round. And I'll tell you something, coming back to Assetto Corsa, this is something that the community has been looking forward to for, I guess, for more than a year, and I'm just so happy that we're back racing with the community, and I hope you are too.
Yeah, that's real great because, like, when we pick the platform Assetto Corsa, the platform is so wide open, so we can pick any kind of cars and any kind of track, and we can race in the same condition. So that is a very fundamental platform for everybody to join in the sim racing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for me,
I agree too.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I have like 2 years of experience hosting the race on the platform of Assetto Corsa. So that's why I give you the commentary just like that.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, great. So I would understand that also in basically in most of Asia, especially over in Vietnam as well. I think Assetto Corsa is also one of the more popular sim platforms because of the low barrier to entry and also the infinite possibilities that such a platform offers. As we wait for the countdown timer to stop, and we should be able to have a look at some of or most of the drivers who are out on grid. So here we do have a total of 19 drivers racing on grid.
Okay, that was great to see 19 people, 19 drivers once again together fighting for the championship.
Yep, so if we do have a look at the composition of the drivers who make up the grid, of course 19 drivers, a vast majority of them come from 2 teams that have kind of been cornerstone to our series. So one being Alpha Sim, which I think they have a total of 4 teams of 2 drivers each, so a total of 8 Alpha Sim drivers, and we've also probably got 7 drivers from Blue Steel Racing, some of our good friends over in Malaysia as well. So up on top of that, we've also got another team called Brad TM Racing. That's one that I'm really excited to see because it's both drivers are in the same McLaren liveried car. Both drivers are also, both of them they're called Bradley. So I think it's just one of the interesting things. But of course, we do have we are seeing some of the drivers making their way out now. So in terms of lap time here at Sepang, we've seen from what the community shared in the past couple of days, and is that some of the fast lap times can even extend to times like 1:34, and that's blistering fast indeed. But I think we can also wait and have a look at what the lap times of the drivers will be.
Okay, so do you know what exactly the real time for the F1, like the best lap time of the F1 like in 2007 in Sepang?
Gosh, my guess is I have no idea. I can't remember. Look, I'll be honest with you. When in 2007, my age was still like single digits, so I haven't actually started watching Formula One.
Okay, so let me show you about the Grand Prix formats. So the fastest lap time was 1 minute and 34.080 is what created by Sebastian Vettel on his Ferrari SF70H in 2017. But get back into like 2007, we might need to research a little bit about that.
I see. Well, that 131 you were saying, that's really fast, man. That's really
Yeah,
fast.
134 is really, really fast on the track length of 5.5 kilometer with 15 turns.
Yeah, certainly. I think also with it's also a fact that here at Sepang, it's one of the longer tracks that we might see in the calendar. You know, beyond 5 kilometers. That is quite long for a racetrack. And
Yeah. So get back on the what's happened on the track right now. Is it this qualifying session?
yeah, we're into qualifying already, and I think we can just have a look at some of the other cars. There's Shazli Han from Blue Steel Racing. He is in fact in Singapore. So yeah, we have a good composition of drivers from both Malaysia and Singapore, as well as teams as well. So already we've got. I'm not sure why the timing tower is not up with the lap times, but as it stands at this point, Sim Taiwan has the fastest lap time of 1:48.751. I'll try to get the timings up as we go.
Yeah. So during the qualification, we can see that all the driver will get out there together at the same time, finding the best lap time. So Sim Kai wins.
All right, times are rolling
He
in.
just finished his hour lap, 1:33.479. Okay, not exactly the bad lap time. The driver is keep making the lap record, as you can see right now.
Yep.
All
So
of the driver is 1 minute and 33. Yeah, Kai won. So which team it come from?
Kaiwan is from Blue Steel Racing, and I think so is Amir Haziq. So yeah, if I think based on the entry list. So already the drivers have set in their first. They've done their. I think everyone has done their out laps, and someone stopped on track. Everyone's done their out laps, and, and they've also set in their first qualifying time. So I think we should be expecting more to come. Obviously, Kaiwan provisional pole, and Amir Haziq, both of them are teammates, and both of them are so close. In fact, Shazli Han is also Blue Steel Racing. So at this point, we have some mess going around in the background.
Exactly. Amir Haziq is almost like his qualifying lap was messes. That is the point when everyone doing the qualification on the same time in the qualifying session. So it's got a lot of consequence or lots of unexpected situation will happen. So the we have to see like a lot of movement on the racing at the moment right now. And right now we only see like 9 drivers who have the valid lap time. The rest of them maybe they got the invalid lap time, cut the track, hit the accident or incident on the track, and then we see new movement. Simha right now take the 4th position with the time of 1 minute 35.03. Now it's quite far, but still in the 4th position.
Yep, so let's have a ride with Singhan for a bit, because you see when you see drivers with absolutely fast lap times and you see drivers with like mortal lap times, etc., like people like you and I, you can kind of observe that there are always bound to be differences in the way they handle the cars on the track, and you can see that the racing lines will also be ever so slightly different. So this is Singhan, who's just set at 1:35.039, and of course the next time for him to beat would be if he wants to move a position up, it would be 1:34.456. Unfortunately, we don't have live timing this week, so it's a bit difficult for us to track who's about to come to the end of a qualifying lap. I will definitely get that sorted next week. But first, a bit of lockup.
Yeah, exactly. Just talking about. Okay, actually, Singhan was in the 134 top.
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
sub 35, you know, he's just a little bit milliseconds to get into the 135. But actually, with this speed, let's see Okay, this is the final corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. 17.
Down the backstretch, so he's going to approach the final corner, the final hairpin. So let's see where he starts braking. So time to beat would be 1:35.039. Let's see if he will attempt it. So round off the final corner, exit on back to the main stretch. It's going to come up across the start finish line in 1:33.944, and that moves him up to third position ahead of Shazli Han. So Singhan, of course, he is from Alpha Sim. Yeah,
what a time! He improved exactly 1 second. You know.
Well, that's a huge improvement, man. That's a good improvement.
Exactly. Even if in this case, if he reduce the lock off or maybe the brake balance, he can get even better.
All right, let's have a look at another driver. This is Jeremy. He's also from Alpha Sim. Obviously, his lap time is 1:38 now, and of course, the one thing with this qualifying session is it is quite short. You've got 10 minutes of qualifying, but if you subtract off the out lap, you've only got like what 8 minutes, 7 minutes to set your lap time in. But you do have the advantage of slipstream, which sometimes you don't in other in other arrangements. So I think that should be something that drivers should take advantage of. So James here is alright. His time to beat if he wants to move up. I think he might want to target.
No, the lap time of him is. I think he messed up with lap.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, you can see that he get before the last turn by 1:34.
Okay. So let's have a look at the McLaren Brad, one of 2 Brads in McLarens. Let's see what that. Yeah, let's do this. Right, so I'll tell you.
There is the car ahead. There is a car ahead. 2 cars ahead.
2 cars.
This is very important. Yeah, this is very important to him to like maintaining the speed, carry on, keep the momentum. Ooh,
so
that was a good turn.
Yeah, Sunway Lagoon corner is a corner that is so bad. Whoa. Okay, I think Brad is built. I think he's let someone by. Oh, that's Aaron.
Okay, 3 minutes and a half.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron.
To go.
Yep.
So which means on the driver can only have 1 more shot because when they restart in the pit, and they get back, flying lap doesn't count, and they have only 1 shot. So we see like 13 people. 13 driver on the driving list right now, so that means we still got like another 6 driver haven't had the valid lap yet, right?
Yeah, thus far 13 drivers who set their lap times, but of course I think Aaron there are other drivers like Aaron Mehta who's on his, I think he's on his out lap. I think the next time he passes the start finish line, he should be able to dial in the lap time. So of course Aaron Mehta is one of the drivers who've yet to set in a lap time. There's also Isaac, who's also on his outlap, and Aryan, who's likewise on the outlap. Well, I mean, even if you're within your first qualifying lap, that could also be determined as an outlap. But if we do have a look at the way the racetrack is designed and structured as we follow along with Bradley Tam, I just want to see how he continues his lap after he bailed out previously. You can kind of divide the Sepang Grand Prix circuit into 2 halves, the first half and the second half. So the first half is one that's a bit more flowing, it's a bit more friendly to cars and drivers alike. It's easier to kind of take those corners because it just kind of follows the rhythm and stuff. But the second half is where you come to a lot of corners where things start to get a bit tricky. You have hairpins and you have a lot of decreasing radius corners, and that's where the game is all about. It's more technical, and the game is all about how you want to handle those parts. So Bradley Tham on the backstretch and down into the final hairpin. Let's see if he's able to best his previous lap time of 1:36.552 and perhaps have a go at moving up the qualifying order. So the time to be 1:36.215. Oh, he does beat a couple of lap times. He's up to the 1:35s and then moves him up to 7th position.
Yeah, so 1 minute and 22 seconds to go. So I think that there are going to be more and more drivers to improve their time, at least showing up on the lap time tower. So get back into my experience in broadcasting and hosting sim racing. Some driver trying not to participate in the qualifying session, and they try to do the. Oh, there's another guys on the left.
Yeah, Aihan. I think he's gone up, but he does have he is within the top 10, so that's still not too bad. He's kind of got a decent starting position in. So I think if we have a look at some of the other drivers, that's Shazli Han who's still out.
Yeah,
of
sure.
Yeah.
30 seconds to go, and just only 4 driver in the pit, so that means they're gonna be a way more improvement. Oh, we see movement. Team Kai take the first place with the lap time 1 minute 33.406.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's crazy fast.
210 faster, 110 faster than Singhan. I told you, there's a lot of movement.
Okay, so the checker flag is out, and I think the drivers have all had their opportunities at setting down the lap time, and I think I'm not sure about in AC. Would you still be able to complete your lap even after checker flag is down? Because that's the case with iRacing. They give you a 5-minute buffer to finish off your lap. But let's see if Shazli Han will have a shot at this. Oh no.
Okay, better take a screenshot. Better take a screenshot. This is my like. Okay, so let's talk a little bit back about Assetto Corsa, because it was developed like 8 years ago, and then they stopped. They released it back for the community to develop. So that is some, I'd say, cons of the game. However, the other value they bring back was great.
Yeah, I think the principles of Assetto Corsa is, I'll tell you something, it feels a bit like, you know, way back in the day there was this game title called GTR2, and it was so much like supported by modders, and I think Assetto Corsa just kind of took that idea and moved it to a whole new level, and it's kind of the sim that, I tell you, if AC didn't exist, right, sim racing wouldn't be what it is in terms of the depth of experiences that you get. If not for AC. Okay, so we've come towards the end of qualifying, and we're going to move to the start of the race. I don't know how to make this splash screen disappear, but I think we've kind of got a good picture of how everyone has fared so far. So walking through the starting grid order, the starting from pole from the first row will be Sim Kai-wen and Chua Sing-han, Blue Steel Racing and Alpha Sim respectively, with Amir Haziq and Shazli Han in 3rd and 4th on the 2nd row. Sean Yip and Aaron Beta in the 3rd row, 5th and 6th, with Something Wong and Chris Chong in 7th and 8th. Bradley Tam and Lee HC will begin from 9th and 10th, and we've also got the other drivers. I had the noob, I'm not sure which driver the noob is, I'll have to go read that out. Kingston Tan, Noah Sidek, Jeremy, Isaac, I'm not driving, it's just my alter ego, and Adrian, and these are drivers to round out your grid of 70 drivers here.
Okay, so we got the grid of 17 drivers. Okay, let's look a little bit about the track condition right now. The track grid 100%. Time right now is the afternoon 14:50. The temperature of the air is 28 degrees, and the asphalt is 37 Celsius degree. Okay. Oh,
that's great. Yeah, that's. So maybe you can familiarize with me a little bit if a hot track is what it means for drivers in AC. Like, if the track is hotter, is that better for the cars? Because it's the opposite in iRacing.
Depend, bro. It's depend, because like average rate is 40 minutes, and we got the fuel rate 120%, damage rate 100%, tire wear rate 110%, which means if you use the soft, which is almost like usually faster, stick to the road, but it wear faster. So I mean, the hotter the road, the tarmac is, the faster the tire wear. So 50 seconds to go. I leave it back to you, Wayhan.
Awesome. Okay, we're trying to get a good view of the rest of the grid, so we might just miss out on capturing the front running here. I'm trying to find the best cameras, but yeah, regardless, I think we've got. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the Singhan, and so in the next couple of moments, we will see the drivers go racing soon, and I tell you, I'm so excited for this, because it's been more than a year that we're waiting for this.
Okay.
So revs are building.
Okay. The red light gonna start at 5 seconds to go.
Alright, the revs are building, and for the first time in more than a year, it's Wednesday, my dudes! We're going racing here at Sepang round 1 of the AC series here at season 12, whatever. yeah, I think we've got a great start by Kaiwan. Up in front, Amir Hasik. Oh, already someone's
Oh, there is a turn 1 chaos! There is a turn 1 chaos and everybody is a mess. Right now, we see Amir Hasik is stuck into the lap of the park. And leading the park is CSG. Second is B-Tam, K-Tam in the third, Singha. They are still fighting the waist, but pulling out from the park. Oh! Another movement on the track right now.
Oh, that was a surprising start. I had no idea that was going to come. So turn 1 took the drivers by storm, I think, a bit too literally there. So we've got our new race leader, Sean Yip, who's up in first position. He's leading Bradley Tam into second. So you've kind of seen that the drivers have all jumbled up, and Singhan is in third position. So I think all the positions gain and loss is so drastic now. Everyone shuffle. I think someone must have pressed the button up in race control for this to have happened.
Yeah, normally if the turn 1 chaos happening, which is we had witnessed on the screen right previous before, so we can see like that. We normally call the race control to restart the session, but no problem. Let's see. Okay, right here, Amir Hasik had pulling back from the back of the race park into 7th position. He's really fast, and with this status, he can get even more. He can even climb up more and more on the tower. Oh, William, you better get your car back in the pit.
Crap, you're right. I better get moving. No. Crap. Oh shit.
Okay. The car is moving and somebody hit your car.
Oh no. Crap.
Okay, again. Do it again.
All right.
Okay, pull it back to the pit.
Gosh, what?
People keep hitting your car. Okay, change the drive. Change the car. Change another.
Do apologize. That was not supposed to happen. It do appear that it did happen that the broadcaster car was stuck on the grid, and unfortunately it took out some of the drivers. I think we'll definitely get this sorted. But as it stands, for the rest of you, yeah, Sean Yip still leading the race with Singhan, who's moved up to second place, which is great to see.
Okay. Right now you can see the bad lap time is created on the driving lap time tower. So every single driver got their best lap time. Right now we see Amir Hasik climbing up from the 7th position to the 6th position, and who's on the screen right now, Weihan?
Yeah, I think it's Singhan on the screen right now as he was just battling with Bradley Tam for second position. So Bradley has moved out to second. Great to see. And Singhan is now fighting hard on third position. So right now this is kind of a two-way battle for P2. Of course, that's happening behind the race leader.
With this kind of hit, we get back to the first position, which is Jeep. At the very first of the race, he's pulling out like 1.7 seconds. But right now, the gap time is reducing under 1 second, as you can see right now on the right. The time tower. Bradley and Singhan is trying to reduce, doing the battle for the second position.
Okay, so we're having a better perspective of the battle here for P2. I think both drivers are equidistant from each other with 4 tenths separating them on average. So we'll see if there's anyone who might get a shot at making this work. So
in my opinion, I see that. Is Bradley time is the one who is getting disadvantage and advantage at the same time. He can get a slipstream of Jeep before him, but however when he's pulling out, Jeep is closing the door for him in every single turn. You can see that on the screen.
Alright, so they've all also set some purple lap times, which means that they've all dealt in their fastest lap. So let's move on to Bradley time and see if we do get a better shot at him going for the race lead. So this battle for race lead, it is going to shape up to be quite spicy. And let's exit turn 3. So we are of course at a segment of the track that's more flowing. Bradley tried to have a peek at the inside, but that meant that he did have a precarious entry into turn 4.
Yeah. Talking about the Sean Zick, he got his qualification time of 1 minute and 36.181, which means he's way more slower than Bradley and Singham. So he is really doing good in the defending. Right now at the 4th position, you can see. Okay, he's trying to closing the gap, closing the door, leave no door for Bradley to get it up. And right after that, pawn 3, pawn 4, right after Bradley. Then we see Singha. So let's see, Bradley is waiting for the shot. He's still waiting, just like a wolf. And this is his moment. 2 car, 2 wide on the straight. No slip time, and yeah, Bradley time. Got it for position. But, there's another thing. 2 wide, Bradley is still in the first. Sean in second, and right after that, just 4/10 of the second, there's Singha. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the battle for the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd position in the front top of the race.
Oh, someone's gone out there. Someone's gone around at the exit of turn 1.
Yeah, we can check it later, but let's get back on the race.
I mean, has he just set the fastest lap time?
Exactly, but he still get the high shot.
Alright, so yeah, of course we've still got more than half an hour of racing to go, so definitely we'll see more racing action to take place. But your new race leader, Bradley Tam, is doing so well for himself. In fact, he's already built 6 to 8 tenths of a second ahead of Sean Yip. But as this ensues, let's see if we do have any other action taking place at the rest of the field, because I think we might have something at P12. This is Shaz Lihan, who is in 12. He's 2 seconds or so behind Kingston Tan, who is in 11th. And Kingston.
I think his car might got the problem after the turn 1 chaos.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of drivers got wiped out by the turn 1 chaos.
Bradley didn't join the qualification, but he showed a really good speed, way more faster than. Something happened. You can see Haziq right now climb up into the 5th position. You can see that?
I mean, Haziq is up to 5th. Okay, I think something might have happened with.
No, he drove into like almost last of the park, like around 11 or 12. And then after like 3 laps, he get back into 5th position. You can see that. Really fast for Haziq.
Absolutely. So let's continue to have. Okay, I think there is another battle here going on in 13th position. This is Isaac and Kingston Town who's battling with each other. Both drivers, I think, have just traded positions. They were within a close range with each other. So Isaac in the Ferrari and Kingston Town in what would probably appear to be yes, it's one of those classic Renault liveries, I think, or Sauber. Can't remember.
Okay, so let's see the qualification.
Someone's gone home. Okay, that was interesting.
This is the normal thing. Kingston had going really narrow and he get off track after that turn. Maybe a missed break. He get back to pit. Kingston Tan had to get back to the pit.
Yeah, and so is Ian. He's also in the pits.
Okay, just get out. For sure, getting back, like putting the damage on the race and the tire and the fuel consumption. There's lots of things that can affect the driver. So we still got 30 minutes to go. So can't predict anything. Get back into the first top of the race. You can see Amir Haziq is getting his 4th position right now, fighting with Chris Shaw in the straight up the race. Hazik is inside
Oh,
line.
baby wheels.
A little bit Chong. A little bit touch in Chong cars. And then right now in the first turn, he get advantage. Hit the apex, finding his assist point. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hazik really fast in the straight. Okay, so we see right now Chong is getting back, fighting.
Oh no, mistake! But I think he's out of P4.
What happened? I think it's missed break and then something. Oh! Another hit from someone. There is a bad luck day for Hazik today. He fights so bad. Okay, I think right now he needs to get his car in the pit, or he's gonna lose lots of time.
Well, that was so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
guys.
It was such a good battle going on, man. It was so good, and yeah.
Yeah, I think he should lock up or should like over throttle. Then I see his car should like oversteering and weaving a little bit, and then he get out of the track. So what do you think about that incident?
Okay, I think that was certainly quite scary. I didn't expect that. I was really rooting for those drivers, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think another battle is happening in the second and the third position. When we see the lap time, it's at 0.541. Get back into the second position.
Okay. Oh, right. So there's another battle going on here. Yep, we're back with the pointy end of the grid, and this is Singhan versus Sean Yip.
After 5 minutes, you can see Singhan still can't get the way out. Oh, Sean, even he's driving faster, which means, in my opinion, Sean get the best defender of the race today, for my opinion.
Well, I do know that this is so intense at this stage. So.
Oh, you should look into the timing table, and then you can see when the lap time reduce below the 0.5. You will see that's gonna be the best battle. Okay, you can see Singhan is trying to catch up. Use the advantage of the slipstream. Get into the apex, narrower than Sean. And I think he might close the gap under 2. And ladies and gentlemen,
A bit of lockup by Sean Yip. Oh.
This is the straight right into the last corner. Any advantage come from Sean? He had no slipstream. Okay. Earlier break. No, they break at the same time. Singhan trying to get inside. But the assist bit, Sean is really fast.
Yeah, Sean indeed is very fast, and their lap times are so close together. In fact, the top 3 drivers.
He didn't even defend, but right now there is a chain open. Oh, yeah, as you can see, he find the right line to block Singhan. Yeah, once again. Okay, so I think Singhan will have to stay calm, looking for the opportunity. Why Sean? Oh, he's going so wide.
Yeah, that was quite a wide exit, but I think for that corner you should be able to use quite a lot of the exit on that corner.
But with the line Sean is driving, you can see. He keep the very consistent of the racing line. Why Singhan trying to find a way. So opportunity. Oh, so overlap. Overlap is coming. Blue flag for Mr. Kaiwer.
Oh yep, blue flag indeed. Yeah, I think Kaiwen was up on the front end of the grid, but yeah, I think it's still great that his team's still running in the race. Singhan still in third. He's still behind Sean Yip, and of course, the game for him now is to continue to bide his time to try to find a window of opportunity to overtake in the next moments, because these 3 drivers, it would appear that they are similar in pace and they have a good shot at trading places with one another. So I tell you, it's not going to be easy to decide to predict who's going to take the win here. But of course, if well, of course, with 25 minutes of racing still left to go, anyone else on the grid, in the field could have a shot at making some positions up. They'll also have a good shot at perhaps going for the race win.
You know what? There is strategy from the driver in the Vietnam sim that when you are chasing someone, you just keep the consistent and waiting for the mistake from the driver in front of you, just waiting, and then he gonna make mistake, especially in the long race like this. Not only the second but also the first. You can see almost. I see the first Bradley is yeah, having trouble over there.
It could be, although the gap is up. The gap is now up to 1.4 seconds. So I think Sean is also having quite a fair bit of trouble. Probably trying to get grips on his car, but still, nonetheless, the battle still continues.
Yeah. So we are going on the half of the race. The race still underway, and we can see a little bit lock up from the Sinh Han car and both Sean Jeep. Okay, Chua Sinh Han get it in fastest lap, 1 minute 36 below 4 or something. It's so fast. I can't even see. So another slow car on the track. It is slowing Bradley, creating or generate another chance for second and the third position. Right now, Bradley is assessing the overlap car.
Right, so
so you can
we've got a spinner.
see exactly. I was talking about that overlap car, that blue flag car, and this is the opportunity for Sean Jeep. And I had mentioned before, this just only one mistake, when especially in the overlap time, there will be the opportunity for
Bradley's around.
the rest. Chua Sinh Han got Bradley 10. You can see, as I always predicted before.
Oh, that was certainly frightening. And Bradley's lost his race speed. He's lost 2 positions within a single span of time. That's quite sad to see.
Okay. As I know, as my knowledge, Bradley certainly got incident with the overlap car, maybe Iron. And then Iron causes a lot of trouble on Bradley car.
Yeah, I think it's part of the race, when you have lap traffic. But yeah, that's Chris Chong who's made a move up. He's made a move up to third position as Bradley goes into the pits for repairs. And yeah, we do have a new top 3 arrangement at this point. Chris Chong in third, Sinh Han in second, and Sean Yu, your new race leader.
No, not race leader. Actually, after the turn 1 chaos, Sean is the leader.
Yeah, I think he would probably be a leader for the next couple of moments.
Yeah, like his qualifying lap time is just like down below the top 10. No, not exactly down below top 10, down below the top 5. And his lap time was 1:36, 1:81, and he finished 9th on the grid. So right now you can see he is leading the pack and generating a huge gap, about 15 seconds into the third position, fourth position. You can see on the time tower right now. And coming back on the status on the movement on the screen, you can see Chua Sinh Han is fighting for fourth position with Sean Jeep.
Battle still goes on, and because there's a bit of lap traffic in the way, but that's going to be no matters. That's not lap traffic. That's
this is really big matter. You can see right now Chua Sinh Han is getting into the inside line. And who is the front of them? Maybe Isaac. Yeah, it's maybe Isaac. Okay, one driver passing by safely. Yes, okay. Isaac has been locked up. Okay, after that movement, after the lock-off of Isaac, Sean had been pulling all the way back for 1 second, but No matter what's happening, Sean is trying to closing the gap. 0.9, 0.7, and still reducing. What do you think about Sean?
Yeah, definitely of course, right now, the fact that they are now on the pointy end of the grid, and Singhan is a very fast driver indeed. Now that he's in the race lead, I'll tell you, Singhan will have a good shot at perhaps maintaining his race lead should the status quo continue. So, of course, Sean is not going to let Singhan get away just like that. Both of them are teammates, but even battling between teammates would still happen, and oftentimes it does. So this would definitely continue to happen over the next couple of moments. We do see an overtaking move by Shazlihan on Noah Sidek. Oh, something might have happened here. So this is upon the middle section of the field. Noah Sidek currently in 7th and Shazlihan in 8th. And they've swapped positions once again. So these two, these two also giving us a good showing at this part of the grid.
Okay, for me, like I really like the green. I really like the green. So Sidek, go! And you can see he is 7.8. Haven't they get into the pit yet?
Yeah, I think the drivers would. I think if there would be a pit window, it should open at sometime within this time frame. Of course, the fuel consumption rate is 120%. Time wear rate 110%, but it is a 40-minute race. Sorry, it is a 40-minute race. So I think the drivers would. I don't think they'll need to really pit because the race is probably long enough for them to handle this. I might be wrong. We might see for ourselves later. But Shazlihan now up to 7th position and Noah Sidek in 8th.
Okay, so I think this is a time for us to have a look in Hazik. See what's going on.
Yep, so at one point, so obviously we did follow Amir Hazik on his hot lap around Sepang, and it was great to see. And I think it is a bit sad a bit unfortunate that Amir is at this point, because he would also be a front-running contender, but nonetheless the battle still ensues. This is in fact the home turf for. It is a Malaysian racetrack, but it is also a home turf for many of us here in Singapore as well. So it is kind of like a home race for all of us, most of us on the grid, being a season opener. So if anything, drivers should be the most familiar with this racetrack, especially if they do have track experience with like maybe running track days. I know that Amir Hazik has raced on this track before, not with a Formula 1 car, but definitely with some racing cars as well. So he does come here with a lot of experience.
Yeah, I have to admit, I wish that one day I can be there, cheering for all the racers. Yeah. So the gap time of Hazik with the gem is 14 seconds.
Oh yeah, that is quite a gap indeed.
I think you should get back into like System 10 has disconnected of the server because the DNF.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, we've got a couple of disconnects, did not finish this, and well, our race still goes on. I think we still got most of the grid still racing up front. Let's have a look at Lee HC for a bit. He's also one of the drivers who's registered to race here. I think he's also with Alpha Sim, and he's definitely having a good showing out here. He's currently in 9th, and he's got HC has got a good buffer position in the sense that he is kind of comfortable in between cars right now. So right now I think his focus will definitely be on hot lapping and ensuring that he nails down all the lap times as he continues the race pace.
Yeah, I have the noted from the control center that said the fastest lap time currently belongs to Sean Jeep with 1 minute 36 seconds and 0.59. That's quite a fast lap time. Close to the real one. lap record. You know that?
Oh yeah, that's great. And definitely considering that this is a race trim that they're on and not the qualifying trim, which saw drivers go like what 133. That's blistering fast, man. Sean Yip coming upon some lap traffic. That is good move there. So, okay, I think that lap traffic has gone a bit
Traffic is really terrible for the one who trying to overlap it. Like the battle between Sean and Singhan is affected really much by the traffic. They still can catching each other, but when they say like when they see the traffic, there's a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, I think at this point the drivers are all evenly spread it out in some ways because it's past the midpoint of the race. Yeah, but so I think most drivers should be comfortably where they're at this point, and the focus should be less on battling. I think based on what I'm looking at with the relative timings, we're probably not going to have any battles that are going on at this point because all the cars are like 1 second off each other. So they're all kind of staying focused.
Yeah, staying focused to maintaining the balance of the cars, the tire wearing status, and the fuel, because the aggressive you drive, the more fuel consumption.
Right, let's have a look at with some of the other drivers as well. This is Isaac with Felipe Massa's helmet. That's great to see. Yeah, I was a huge fan of Felipe Massa back in the day when he was in Ferrari. So Isaac giving way to blue flag. That's Icon in 6th position. Okay.
What a move!
Wow, okay.
What a move!
Battling between I think are they teammates? I have to check, but yeah, great stuff down the main stretch. Yeah, so you would sometimes have instances where even though you're the lap traffic, you can sometimes be faster than a driver who's 1 lap ahead of you. That's kind of happened to me in some instances, and sometimes you have to question: do you want to overtake and unlap yourself, or do you want to just continue and let the race take its course?
I think, in my point of view, because I was been companion with my team in many endurance race, so the consistency is very important factor in the race. Because like when you do a aggressive unlap yourself, then you can cause accidents, and then you ruin the whole state of the race, the whole car, like what you had done from the very start, very beginning of the race until that time you got accident. So in my opinion, just keep it considered and bring it home back safely.
Sure, so let's have a look at Ihad as he takes the second half of the Sepang circuit. This is absolutely the more technical part of the circuit. Exactly at this point, this is where you're braking as you're turning. It is one of the more difficult, to me the most difficult corner at Sepang is that corner, where you're really braking as you're turning. It will unsettle the car easily, especially in these Formula 1 cars, and it's also very important to get that corner right because you kind of move on to the back stretch, which was the one that just ended. And off the final corner, this is Aikan. He's currently in 7th, and his next goal is to take on Shazlihan, who is in 6th position.
Do you think there is going to be a battle between the 6th and 7th position? Because I see the number 6 had locked up a little bit.
I would vouch for that, but I think we are coming towards the final couple of minutes of racing in 10 minutes. So if any moves were to take place, it would be on Aikan to perhaps close the gap as much as possible. But if Shazlihan does continue to lock up a little bit more like that, I think we might see something happen. Oh, an overtaking move between Noah Sidek and HC as well. I think we've just seen a swap in position. So Noah has just given way to HC just a couple of moments earlier. Not exactly sure what happened, but I think some sequence of events must have happened.
Okay, a little bit late in braking, and Sidek is getting closer to HC. But the speed of HC is incredible. When trying to pulling out, lap time is increasing. By the way, I would like to announce to you guys that fastest lap time is belong to Singhan, 1 minute 35 2:40. So the leader is still the fastest.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you see, when Singhan gets the race lead, he holds on to it. He doesn't give it back to anyone. And you have to fight for it back from Singhan if you really want the race lead. So great job by Singhan. But okay, some lap traffic in front.
Isaac being lapped again. Oh! Oh! He scared me out, man.
That was
He
frightening.
scared me out.
Yeah, that was
Yes, this track was frightening. I mean, it's gonna be real heartbreaking. Come from the TV port camera view is really crazy. So, yeah, it was worth frightening.
Alright, drag race between Noah Sidek and... No, is that fourth position? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Yeah, Noah continues to be in ninth and he's 4 seconds behind HC up there. So, I kind of hard pressed to find a couple more battles to take place, but you know, let's just continue looking at these drivers and talk about perhaps what we might expect from the
okay.
moments, because 40-minute long race, it's a conventional sim race length, which most of us are used to, at least on iRacing. And if you do league races in ACC and stuff like that, so it is definitely within the optimal comfort zone of most of the drivers. It's not too short where you can just push the car without thinking, but it's also not too long where fatigue might start to set in towards the final few moments. And usually at the final 10 minutes of the 40-minute race, that's where sometimes drivers, if they want to make any moves work, they'll usually push hard. Or it's also where some drivers who may be more conservative, they might just decide to hold on to what they already have and kind of take it home from there.
Yeah, 40 minutes, 4 zeros. At the time, in my point of view, is enough time for all driver to redo their mistake in the very first of the race, to waiting for another guy to making a mistake, and to have a really good battle. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it has in fact also happened a couple of times. Like when you're somewhere in the field, you're far away enough from a car behind you, but you make a bit of mistake and suddenly you have a new battle to take care of with the driver behind you.
And the mistake moment. The moment that had a very high chance of mistake, it's always the overlapping time, you know? Exactly, we looking at the Bradley situation when it really messed up by the car who is getting blue flag.
Yeah, it's part of the game. It's always part of racing. Like in any race that's longer than half an hour, you will come across lap traffic. Just like how when you go to multi-class endurance racing, you also have to deal with cars of other classes, whether you're prototypes or GT cars or like cup cars. And really, the whole thing about racing is you need to take all these into consideration. These are all different things that you have to pick up on if you want to race successfully. It's not just about driving cars fast across corners. It's not just about having...
There's another contact. You see again, Bradley is the magnet who is trying to collect on the overlap car in the race today. Too bad for Bradley. You can see he didn't do anything.
Good. I
really,
agree with you.
Yeah, I really like from Vietnam, all the way from Vietnam. I share my sympathy to you, Bradley.
Yeah. My commiserations to you, Bradley.
Yeah.
Don't tear my ass when you meet me, man. But Brad,
Okay.
you are one strong magnet, man. I think Hian can feel you from like over in Vietnam, Saigon. Just kidding.
The weather is hot tonight, but it's not even hot than the Sepang. And then on the SRA, Assetto Corsa Season 12, Round 1 at Sepang. And 5 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about the championship a little bit. Why everything is almost settled down. We have how many rounds? Again, how many rounds?
So indeed, 6 rounds in this season.
Okay.
So of course 3 weeks and a 1 week break, and then another 3 weeks of racing. The tracks that we'll go to are some of the key tracks that the organizers have picked out from the 2007 race calendar. So obviously it will be if I'm not wrong, currently Sepang then will move to Fuji and Spa in the next 2 weeks. And followed by Silverstone Montreal and Interlagos in the second half. The race that I'm looking forward to the most will be Montreal, because that place packs a punch.
Montreal.
Yes.
Montreal. Canada.
It's a love-hate track, you know. Sometimes I love that track, sometimes I detest that place. I've driven.
It's a narrow, right?
The walls are there. It's a street circuit that feels. It's kind of a balance between a street circuit and a permanent track. I tell you, many years ago I used to frequent Montreal, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on iRacing, and I would race. Yeah, I would race all sorts of different cars there, like V8 supercars, GT cars, open wheels, and the one thing that stayed constant about the racing there with whatever car you're driving there, right, is one, it's notoriously difficult. You have to always be on your toes, and you cannot get your braking wrong, because if you get your braking wrong, you miss your braking point, you leave the corner and that's it. And plus the fact that the curbs are quite massive there. And that's something that I think the drivers will have to deal with, especially these Formula 1 cars. But if you've watched Formula 1 back in 2009, Montreal was that was kind of the best Canadian Grand Prix in 2009. If you followed, you know, if we kind of saw Jenson Button go from last to first there in the rain.
Exactly. Okay. So the fastest lap time in this track was belonged to Carlos Sainz Jr. Ferrari, 1 minute 15.749. So okay, so later back we're gonna have Fuji, Spa, and wait.
Fuji, Spa, Silverstone, Montreal, and Interlagos.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, HC has gone around. I think we've caught him at the most precarious of moments, but still he makes a recovery drive nonetheless. And that's Amir Hazik. That's Amir Hazik who's going to make a move on HC to capitalize off that mistake that he made. And Amir goes out to P8 on the backstretch as they go into the final corner.
Yeah,
a bit of lockup. Is that going to be HC who will retake his 8th position as they go drag racing down, slipstream down the main stretch? Amir Hazik offering HC a good slipstream, and let's have a ride on board with. Wrong camera. Okay, let's have a look at this. Is this going to be a down turn?
In the front.
That was close, but Amir Hazik seems to have taken the advantage. He seems to have gotten the advantage, and he now continues to hold on to P8.
Yeah, I think the lockup was caused by the tire wear, you know. When the brake's still good, but the tire is wearing out, lockup is normally. With the speed of Amir's, not really good.
I think these 2007 cars, do they have? I'm kind of sure that they have traction control, but do they have ABS? I think not.
BRS F1 2007. Let me have a look.
Yeah, but regardless, this jostle still ensues for P8, of course, with 0.8 of a second between both drivers.
This might be a chance for HC. I think Hazik's car doesn't stable. You know, you can feel that. It's not stable.
Yeah, I
think
think
it's bad condition.
It's probably facing a bit of issues with handling the car. It might be perhaps due to some incidents that might have happened earlier on in the race.
Sure.
But we can see for ourselves how he handles. So we're now riding with Amir Hazik, and maybe we can observe how things are going on his end.
It's not good in the straight line, you know. In the corner, good. A little bit lock up. But in straight line is really slow. I think maybe the aerodynamic of the car is having a problem.
Yeah, I think so too. Or maybe it's just it could also be due to tire. I don't know, tire wear at this point.
No, it's not a tire wear. It's not a tire wear. You can see.
Okay.
But one thing we have to admit that Hazik is trying his best to recover from the very last position after the turn 1 when he messed up with the other driver. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think great effort by Amir Hazik all race long to continue to hold on to his to make the best out of his outing here at Sepang. And you know what? We're down to a final lap. White flag is out, and we will return to to the drivers on the pointy end. So we have a Chua Sing Han as he comes around the final corner. It has been an unpredictable race, just like the 2007 Formula 1 season. But a driver who's emerged from the ashes of the mayhem that's kind of dominated all race on. Chua Sing Han wins round 1 here at Sepang. And Charles Chong and Sean Yip most likely will come home in second. So Sean around the final corner likewise. So great job by Sing Han for taking the race win here with Sean Yip coming home second. And Chris Chong will also begin to make his moves to conclude his outing in this race. So I think we can just kind of observe how the rest of the drivers will round out their races as well.
Okay, so here the last one.
Chris Chong, yep, Chris Chong out of the final corner, and Something Wong as well. He's also going to be rounding off his attempt, and we'll have a look at some of the remaining drivers. Right, this is Bradley. Of course, he our I feel so bad for laughing at you, Brad, but don't take my ass.
Okay, Bradley, forgiven. Leave us, but really, magnet.
All right. So.
Okay, who left on the track?
Right. So all the drivers have all completed the race, and I think we should be in a good position to. All right. To have a look at the results. So.
Let's do the donut. Let's do the donut.
Do the donuts. Yeah, that's right.
Do the donut.
Okay, we still got Noah out on track. Oh no, I think he's. Has he finished the race? Has Noah finished the race? Oh no, Noah is still on his final lap. So let's follow Noah through as he completes the final lap and takes the final few corners here along the back stretch. As he approaches the final corner, so I think here, mate, I have to ask you, what are your thoughts of this? Oh, Noah goes straight for the pits. That's right.
Yeah, my thinking of the race is superb. 17 driver on the track, greeting the turn 1 chaos. Yes, donut, Isaac. That is donut. You see a lot of movement happening. Especially, I do see my I don't know, shout out for Sean, even if he's finished in second position, but you can see the way he keep the line, holding back Sing Han, and trying to catching up the Bradley is so good. I think, in my point of view, I shout out for Sean. By the way, Sing Han, he did a really fast lap, 1 minute and 35 in the middle of the race. No way I can believe that. And finally, Bradley, come on, man, I think you can make it up in the third round.
Right, absolutely. So have a look at the race results from round 1 of the Sim Races Asia Assetto Corsa Community Series Season 12. So race winner Chua Sing Han comes home first with Sean Yip not too far behind. Of course, great showing by both of those drivers, especially great shout out to Sean for his stellar performance, making his way all the way up to the top. Chris Chong in third and Something Wong in fourth. Bradley Tam and Aihan 5th and 6th, and Shazlian and Amir Hazik 7th and 8th. Lee HC and Noah Sidak will come home in 9th and 10th. And we've got the other drivers: Jeremy, Isaac, Taiwan, Kingston Tan, Aryan, Arameta, the Noop drivers rounding up your entry list of 17 drivers here. I think we've definitely had quite a chaotic race.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
But of course, I think definitely we should be looking forward to the next race. So as we've shared earlier on, the next race we're going to is at Fuji Speedway, a track that I'm not familiar with because I've not driven there before. But I'm so excited to see what they're up to. Any closing remarks here?
Yeah, How to say? I'm really happy to be here.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much, Hian, for coming along the ride for the opening round of the AC series. And
Yeah.
to everyone who's watching the stream from whichever platform that you may be tuning into, this has been Shanwei Han with Hian Yuan bringing you live action from Sepang. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.